Welcome to the Lynn Lineup, a show that highlights upcoming events happening in the Lynn community. Today we're here to talk about Take Back the Night, a support of survivors of sexual violence, happening on Tuesday, April 30th from 6 to 8:30 p.m. And it's going to start at Lynn City Hall and the Lynn Museum. And today I am joined by Brittny and Stephanie from the YWCA North Shore Rape Crisis Center. Thanks for joining me today, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Mm-hmm.
So, what exactly is the YWCA? What do you guys do?
So the YWCA is a nonprofit organization that help anyone who has been a victim of sexual assault, rape, or anything that they feel that their body was violated or in some way, some form, and they don't know what to do next. You know, something has happened, someone has violated their body, and they're trying to help, ask for help, and they don't know where. So we are a nonprofit organization, like I said, that helps men, women, transgender, non-binaries to come forward in a sense to say, we're here to help, what do you need help? So what we offer is 24/7 hotline services. We offer we accompany people to the hospital who have been sexually assaulted, who have been raped, and maybe at that moment they don't feel that they're ready to press charges, so maybe they want to take a moment to kind of have like a healing process with themselves and then figure out what to do. So having the kit gives them that power to say, I can decide whenever I'm ready to press charges to do what I can do with the police department, which comes. The other service we offer is we accompany them to the police station, either to file a restraining order or to do any kind of what we would call a report. You know, saying, hey, look, this is what happened, can you investigate? So we help them through that process as well. So once the two processes are done, or they decide to do that, we do what we do individual therapy. Brittny and I, we've done group therapy to recent survivors or survivors who've, for the first time, are involved in a group. And then it's completely free, it's completely confidential. I work with the Spanish community, so if English is not your first language, I could definitely help you in Spanish and offer you the same exact services in the language that you're comfortable with. For now, is only Spanish.
Yeah, so you guys help out people at very traumatic points in their life, and you guys are located in Lynn and Central Square.
Yep.
On Central Ave, exactly. And you were talking beforehand that the services are free and confidential.
Yes.
So if people needed to take advantage of those services, how would they?
So they could just give us a call, and we fill out a form for request for services. To protect confidentiality and the safety of the person calling, we would ask if they're comfortable with us leaving like a voicemail, if there's somebody else we could talk to. And also, it doesn't need to be necessarily recent survivors as well. Sometimes people haven't experienced it since like they were a child, and it's 30, 40, 60 years later, and it's still bothering them, and we still are there to support them.
And what we're talking about here is a night to support survivors of sexual violence, and again, it's happening on April 30th, and it's going to start at City Hall, and at City Hall you guys are going to have a rally, and then you're going to have a march over to the Lynn Museum. So at 6 o'clock, what's going to happen at this rally?
So 6 o'clock we'll meet up. Hopefully some of our attendees show up. We definitely encourage posters, just like how it is like on TV or in other marches in Boston. And we are going to have a representative from the Lynn Police Department there as well, and they're also going to accompany us on our march for our safety, since we are going to be walking on the street to Lynn Museum.
Claim our bodies! Claim our rights! Take a stand! Take back the night! Claim our bodies!
And then at the Lynn Museum, you have a survivor speak out, and you'll have some other stuff. So at the survivor speak out, how many people are speaking? What are they going to be talking about exactly?
So the survivors speak out. We have, I think, 3 people who have experienced sexual violence who are planning on speaking, but we also know that sometimes as we get closer to this date, it gets to be overwhelming. So 3 people, we may have less. We'll see how it goes. But it's really just to reemphasize the importance of the healing process, and that, and also just to show that, you know, other survivors are not alone in their experience.
And then you guys will also have other stuff there like food, music, raffles, if you want to talk about that.
So the YWCA North Rape Crisis Center serves a bunch of communities, not just Lynn. So we actually serve 23 communities, and we're reaching out to other musicians and other types of entertainment as well, not just in the Lynn community, just so we can kind of emphasize the community part of what we do. So we have some people who are singing, playing music, where if people are interested, they can also contact us about like maybe a poem or doing a dance of some type. But the overall theme is empowerment and healing and things like that.
Mm-hmm. And so this is the second time you guys have done this. Last year was the first. Mm-hmm. So how was the turnout last year? How did it go last year?
Last year was honestly a really big success for it being our first year doing this, and we only targeted Lynn when we were advertising. So I was actually in a previous position at Girls Inc. of Lynn, and I was collaborating with the Y before I worked here. And we got about 75 people, and it is a family-friendly event, so we had a lot of teens that came as well, which was awesome to show their support.
So a lot of different variety of ages, and I assume also a diverse crowd. It was a really diverse crowd, I'm sure. So we have a couple of minutes left. Is there anything else that you'd like to let people know about?
Something that we've been trying to put out there more is the fact that our services are not just for women. Not to discredit that women are primarily the survivors of sexual violence, but we do want to show the fact that we support survivors of all types. So that includes men, LGBT folk, non-binary folk, and also secondary survivors as well, because we want to recognize the fact that, you know, yes, the individual who experienced it is going to oftentimes have some feelings about what just occurred or what happened. But secondary survivors also feel that as well, and they carry a lot of weight and a lot of guilt, and we are there to support them through their process too.
All right. So if, and again, if people want to learn more about the event or about you guys, where would be the best place to find that out?
So we have a website. It is a work in progress. We're also on Instagram. So our Instagram handle is YWCA NSRCC, and we're going to be blowing up this month because it's Sexual Assault Awareness Month. Facebook as well. If people are looking for services, I would say just give us a call. We also have satellite sites in Salem and Newburyport too.
All right. So again, that's Take Back the Night, Support Survivors of Sexual Violence, happening on Tuesday, April 30th from 6 to 8:30 p.m., starting at Lynn City Hall and then ending at the Lynn Museum. Thanks again for joining me today, guys.
Thanks for having us.
And that's it for this edition of the Lynn Lineup. Thanks for watching.